for Islam. It would be great. But the fact is that tonight, the organisers of this debate asked a number of clerics. None of them would show. Specifically, they wouldn't show and debate against AYan Harsi Ali. Myself, I don't think they cared. But no, it's very interesting that they will not debate. Time and again, the actual leaders of your religion will not debate this. And you're left with people like we have here. The reason why is, of course, is that the leaders of the religion show such terrible lessons. It is not a small thing. It's not as it were a detail. It's not like a wacky Florida pastor. That you've got the largest Sunni state of Saudi Arabia, the most important Sunni state in the world, the most extraordinary closed prison of a society. It's not a detail, it's not a one-off nut job. The Shiite Republic of Iran is what it is, led by the people it's led by. That is not an accident, it's not a detail. The thing that worries me is that although tonight we hear from the fellow panelists here about how Islam is a religion of peace, the fact is that the people who are making the decisions in the religion, the people who are preaching in the religion, the heads of that religion, people like Sheikh Qaradawi who broadcasts anti-Semitic, the most appalling filth every week on the main networks, that is the faith that's speaking for you guys. I wish that, Ziba, you were on every week on Al Jazeera, but you're not. Qaradawi is. The problem is that Islam is an unstable component. As a religion, an unstable component. 1,000 years ago, the Mu'tazilites tried to reform the religion. They were wiped out. The fact is that Islam is many things, many, many things. But to say it's a religion of peace is nonsense. It's to ignore reality. It's to ignore very difficult but necessary facts, not paradigms, but facts. To say that Islam is a religion of peace is to say something based entirely on hope. It's to elevate a hope into truth. And I hope, as you all know, history teaches us that's a very bad thing to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smart. And that concludes round one of this Intelligence Squared U.S. and Maajid Nawaz have been make the argument that the extremists do not define Islam. Take away the extremists and you have a religion of peace. The side arguing against, AYan Harsi Ali and Douglas Murray, argue it's not about extremists, it's inherent. It's inherent in the tradition, it's inherent in the scripture, and it's inherent in the history. And to the question of the notion, AYan Harsi Ali, of this not just being about extremists. You concede that there are extremists, but that's, you say, not the problem. What about your opponents? What about your parents? What about Muslims you know who do not adhere to a violent form of religion? Are they, if there's something about the faith themselves, are they embracing spiritually something that is morally an illusion?
Well, my parents and people like my respectful opponents here are ignoring the basic tenets of their religion. When Muhammad, the founder of the religion, called out to all Muslims, and that's how he won most of his wars, by saying, I have been ordered, and all believing men have been ordered to attack and kill and maim anyone unless they testify, unless all men testify to the fact that Allah is the one and only, Muhammad is his messenger. My father disobeys that. Maajid Nawaz tried to obey that first and then stopped obeying it, but the fact that that scripture is there and that history of militarism is there belies the notion that Islam is a religion of peace. The point I want to make is Islam is a religion, when you take the scripture, that can be employed to wage war, and Islam as a civilization has known periods of peace, but you cannot, if you pay attention to that history, pay attention to the evidence, continue to say that Islam is a religion of peace. No monotheistic religion is a religion of peace. No monotheistic religion is only a religion of war. It is both. But in Islam, and that's why we are debating it in the 21st century, there are more occurrences of violence and war and strife and subjection of women than there are in other religions. And my point, our point is, let's not deny it, because by denying it, we don't solve the problem. Let's admit it, and then as intelligent people, take it from there. What is to blame on external factors?
Let me
What
go
is
to your,
to blame
your
on the
opponent,
inside?
Majid Nawaz.
75% of them peaceful people. Where does that statistic come from?
That statistic comes from the combined intelligence of the Australians, the Canadians, the Jordanians, the Israelis, the United States, countries that share intelligence who are now monitoring what's happening in the world today.
You're saying
Also-
180 million to 300 million Muslims are radicals?
But you're talking about that fraction out of 1.2 billion people. Now, the majority of 1.2 billion people are peaceful people. They are not strapping bombs on their bodies. They are not going out blowing up people. They don't want to kill people.
Nor are the
You
15
have
to 25%.
15 to 25% are radicalized. Now, not every single one of them wants to blow himself up, but they either support terrorists who want to blow themselves up, provide them with financing, provide them for money, provide them with logistical support.
Known as Kash Patel. He will become the 9th director of the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation. Now, usually FBI director appointments are a breeze. They're confirmed by a majority of votes. But Kash Patel's appointment was controversial, and that's because of his old statements. He said he wants to dismantle the FBI and take the agency out of Washington. Critics say he will make it a Trump-controlled bureau. But Kash Patel has rubbished all of this. He says his job is to restore trust in the bureau. Our next report tells you more.
لبي بقرح انت سني من خستا مريت كتحين عبديرتا
لمي لمي لي أنا خاتها بلي سنتا زوحي سبنا بيقاسم
حماق جزي أب حماق أقاتامي أب شجرات نايت حبرة سب تخلو بوتنشال نايت سب أيسي دارجا هسيسوه بهالكار سابي نزي فلطو زقر من نجر أنا خنجرتها ناي فلسطين بعد ياسر عرفات فتحت بهالناتو مدة عبيت of course من مسريتهم تمس سابي مسريتهم إذا خافت تاريخ مخنياتو سابي نسيق عندي حاجة زي نسوما بكويت كله قدامي اوبريشن زغورو انصار اسرائيل ايتي حيزلهم زخدن سي زي حاجه
ونيرنا نحنا كابو اسلام ስለነበረ ንሶም ካብ ላስታ መጽኦም ሓይሎም ደፊኦም አውጽኦምና ስለዚህ احنا ሰመሬትና ይሎንካ ፖለቲካ ይዚ ሕጂ ስልጣን ተይዞም ከም በዓል ሙስጠፋ ኑርሸን ገለመለ ሰላሕ እናበሉ ዝገብሮ ነበሩ በኤርትራ ማለት ነው ህዝቢ ኣብ ላዕሊ ስልጣን ተይዞም ንዓኻ የውጹኻ ተጽሒፎም ኣሎ የውጹኻ ሽዑስኻ ትግርኛ ተዛረብ ሙሉ በኤርትራ ጀበርቲ ይብሉሃ ወቻ ሓሶት ማለት ሕጂ እዚ ነገራት እዚ ክፍኣት እዚ እቲ መንእሰይ ነቕሒሉ ማለት بفلا مش ممسا أجازيان إتي أجازيان نزق الدايز جوسكسورو مش جمرة تاريخون بعض الزغانة ما أبرنا الجبرتي عبد الرحمن الجبرتي أبدا أبو بونتلاند الله عربي ذكر قبرلو مالتي إذا تاريخ زي كم نصور زرلا أنت ده أمسي كارلهم شعوب تروحهم مسترفو أوكي جين بجبرتي دفلتو بإرترا الله ده أبتسمرا كابسومات موضوع يسالو كم كل إرترا خبراتهم كم كل يرتاح خبراتهم. إتيهم بوليتيكينيات جين كم زنا يقولوا زي تبرنايو. إتي بوليتيكا تطعمهم. أبي يرتاح كم بقى فوري تاريخ كم زلوا ما مسيلهم بعال بفلاي بعال زي تسفايتهم نو ود فيليبو غرماي فيليبو بعال قال ناتهم عصبات جيرهم تزاربوز نبرجين حسوتي. بقى أنا تهزب الله ما ميدوم وجين سوشيال ميديا جيرهم بقى كم فوري تاريخ جيرهم قال أشمات الناس أوعوا بقى أنا تهزبي عقلي لهم مارتي. بفلا كاب كتشين حمشان كساب كتشين 10 قل نعلى 10 عامات بتصوم بقصر يحملوا مالتي نت السوشيال ميديا نسمي قاصرون هنا بخلو يامان سقام قلنا بالك 50
تولدنا متانا قدم لكم كله
يعني فلسطين يا مالتيو أنا زمنايو إن شاء الله خا كتكبري ناي فلسطين مالتيو بتمنيتي قلنا إرترا كتكبرن دي علي اتناي فلسطين إن شاء الله تيوم يهودا كم تزموسو خوصو كفلسطين إن شاء الله كان يا فلسطين تبال الناس أتوصل لهم عادة ما سمعت أبي هوتي كله مالتي إن شاء الله بإذن الله الكريم كالي إتي تزاروا يتقنيا ودك بس ካብ ከበሳ ተፈናቂሉ ዝመፅእ ካብቲ ገቦታት ኣብ ጋሽ ባርካ ዘሎ ክምለስ ማለት እዩ ክመርሶ ኢና እዚኣ ኣብ ልብኹም ግበሮ ኩሉ ዳንኤል ተስፎም መሓሪ ጀን ዕፍሪ ዝበሃል ወዲ ትስነይ ወዲ ገሉሽ ክብለና ይደሊነ ወዲ ማይምነ ወዲ ማይ ዓይኒ ወዲ እንታይ ዝብሎ እዚ ዓዲ ቀይሕ ካብቲ ከበሳኹም ክፅውዑ እምበር ጋሽ ባርካ ናይ መሓመድን ናይ ዓሊ ጥራይ እቲ ጀራዲን ወሲድኩሞ ዘለኹም ኣብታ ክሬት ኣብ ጋሽ ባርካ እዚ ኸ ኩልኹም መርሶ ኢና ነዚ ክንሰርሕ ኢና ክቃፀል እዩ ክትምለስ ኢኻ ብጀካ ሓደ ወዲ ስዎ ወላ ኣብቲ እግራተ ኣነ ዝሓርሳ መሰል ኣለዎ ክወስድ ማለት እዩ እዚኣ ምንቲ ኤርትራ ስለ ትሰውየ ግን ካልእ እዚኦም ዘመዳ ስያስ ካብ ኪበ ይብለካ ኣለኹ ካብ ጋሽ ባርካ ዝወለዶ እዚ ኣብ ልብኹም ግበሩ ኣብ ጋሽ ባርካ ቀሲምካ ይትቀስን ኢኻ ክትምለስ ኢኻ እዚኦም ኣዝማዱ ደን ስያስ ትግርኛ ወዲ ጋሽ ባርካ ክብለና ይደልን ኣይሰሚን ከምቲ ሓደ መንዓምር ወዲ ከበሳ የለን ኔቨር ከኣ ትግርኛ ወዲ ጋሽ ባርካ የለን እዚኣ ኣብ ልብኹም ግበሮ ኣብ ልብኹም ኣሕድርዋ ከምቲ ብበጥሓ ዝወረድኩም ብበጥሓት ክትምለሱ ኢኹም እዚኣ ወድሓ
Boundless courage. With us today is Lieutenant Avichail Reuven. Avichail is an officer in the Israeli paratroopers. His family immigrated to Israel from Ethiopia. In the early hours of October 7th, Avichail heard the news of Hamas's bloody rampage. He put on his uniform, grabbed his rifle, but he didn't have a car. So he ran 8 miles to the front lines of Gaza to defend his people. You heard that right. He ran 8 miles, came to the front lines, killed many terrorists, and saved many, many lives. Avichail, we all honor your remarkable heroism.